Good morning and a warm welcome to our studio here in Milan. And we are very glad to see all of you here for two very exciting premieres, a car and a new subscription model for cars. And we are very glad to be able to do this reveal here in Milano. Milano is in many respects a center of fashion, lifestyle trends. So I think this is absolutely the right spot to launch a new fantastic car together with Care by Volvo. If you look at the car, it's a new SUV. You will soon see how it will be behind me here. It's a great looking car, but it also has some very important features, and I would like to highlight the safety. Of course, this is a Volvo, so it has carry over all of the features from the big brothers. And it also have a lot of smart functionality. This car has been developed together with customers, and you will see that inside the car, a lot of small smart solutions where you can stuff away the different things in the car. It is also intended for a very important segment. It's probably the world's fastest growing segment, small premium SUVs. So I think we have absolutely the right product for the future. But it's not just a car. We also have Care by Volvo, a world's first subscription model for cars. That means you pay a flat fee per month, ready negotiated, same price in all countries in Europe, and there is no need for negotiation. It's already done. And there is also no differences related to the customer's age or geographical position where he lives. Flat rate for everybody. Of course, everything else is included, repair, maintenance, and wheels for the season. And there will also be a package of very convenient concierge services, which is available over the connected Volvo On Call app. And we will hear more about that later on. But two very important things, new car for Volvo and the world's first subscription model for cars. And I should also say, very importantly, you pay a flat rate per month, and after 24 months you get a new car. So it's very similar to what we are used to getting when we are having a mobile phone. Now we bring that system into the car world. And with that, once more welcome, and I would like to invite Anders, head of EMEA, up on stage to tell you a bit more about Care by Volvo, our brand new service. Welcome, Anders.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Håkan. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Probably you're waiting for the beauty behind me, but I would like to talk about Care by Volvo. I think all of you subscribe in one way or another to Spotify or other brands, and also maybe you have a mobile phone in your pocket. This project started 2 years ago, and we have been practicing with all the countries to prepare them for this, because our competitors, they talk about it. And we are going to launch it in 40 minutes. And then you need to stress test our new way to the market with Care by Volvo. Subscription is absolutely nothing new in the market, but it's new in the car industry. And when we set up the basics for this, we really made sure that we need to have a clear difference between lease and subscription. That is really what Håkan just told you. And I also would like to add on a feature, a very, very unique service. It is really that you can, if you would like to change your car for a couple of days, you can borrow a bigger car, a different car from our portfolio. One of the more important reasons why we do this is really this is a very, very competitive segment. Extremely competitive segment. You know that we have a track record around XC that is great, XC90 and XC60. So of course the product will do the job. But here also we would like to change the industry in one way or another. So please enjoy And also in 40 minutes, you should test and evaluate our offer. So thank you very much and enjoy the car. And now I would like to introduce our Senior Vice President Design, Robin Page. You're so welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Anders. So, hello everyone. Now, before I introduce our new member of the Volvo family, I just wanted to explain why we're here in Milan. We chose to launch the car here. And I mean, when we first started sketching, we actually wanted to look at some new influences. We immersed ourselves in a new set, and that was to look at modern product design, architecture. We even looked at film work and fashion, exactly as you have here in Milan. And the reason we did that is we wanted to create something very new. We wanted to almost challenge the way we'd normally design a car and do something different. Now, with this car, it didn't need to be a sibling to the 90 and 60 cluster. It could actually be a cousin, a relation that has the same DNA, but has its own personality and character. So, in comparison to the elegant lines then of the 90 and 60 cluster cars, the XC40 actually has its own design language. And that's created from basically blocks of kind of sculpture, so on the interior and the exterior. And then added to this main kind of building blocks are the graphics, strong graphics. And you'll see that on the car that we unveil. And this graphic combined with the building blocks actually creates something that looks very quality, very strong, and gives it a real SUV identity. The other thing is we've had great fun with the colour materials. They're very vibrant, fresh and playful. But of course, we hold on to that true Scandinavian premium feel. Then, as we just thinking about the other thing that's new with this car, actually, is that this is the first car on our new CMA platform. So not only is the design new, but the platform's new. And this is the platform that will be used on basically our new, smaller cars. Now, overall, I'd say the design is very youthful. And thinking about doing things differently, I thought it would actually be nice to introduce our youngest designer who worked on the XC40 project. So this is Ian Kettle. He's going to take you through the details of the design. Basically, he started with the first sketches and took it all through to production. So it's really nice that he can proudly talk about his work. So before Ian comes on and presents to you, I think this is the moment now. I'd like to actually introduce the new member of the Volvo family, the XC40. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. So, as Robin mentioned, my name is Ian Kettle, and I was the lead exterior designer on the Volvo XC40. Now, Robin mentioned that we looked at modern product design when doing the creative phase of this car. For me, modern product design was best exemplified by a number of science fiction movies I was watching during the sketching phase of this car. And in these science fiction movies, there's a lot of really beautiful kind of modern robotic design. And that led me down to a theme for this car when describing it. When describing it, I'd often call it a tough little robot. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I'm just going to talk you through some of the design elements on here that relate to that. Starting at the front of the vehicle, when you look at the car from front view, you can see our Volvo grille shape supported by the Thor's hammer. However, when you move around to the side, you see that what we did was we took that grille shape and we inverted it and changed the ending of the Thor's hammer. Speaking to that idea Robin mentioned of this car being a little cousin rather than a little brother to our XC90 and XC60 cars. Supporting that, you can see there's a very strong brake in the hood giving the car this very nose-down, kind of tough attitude. Moving round to the side of the car, what I wanted to do with this car was to be able to sketch it with just one line, so it had a very clear graphic and spoke a very modern language. And for me, that one line started here at the base of the A-post, went around the front of the hood, kicked up here, went over the cant rail, came back down, and kicked up under the side glass. The effect of this is to have a car that can be defined in one line, but it also creates these beautifully scalloped sections, both front and rear. The other effect of this, by kicking the lines up here, is that we get rid of a conventional shoulder line, so we have a very full, beautiful, modern section through here, supported again by another scallop shape down below, again speaking this youthful language. Now, from the outset, we wanted colour materials design to be very much included in the process and very integral, and that is best exemplified by our contrast roof. Now, this is not just paint slapped on top of the car. If you look at this area closely, you can see everything is resolved, every line interacts, every line ends correctly, much like the modern product design and robotic design that I was using as inspiration. Now, all this talk of product design doesn't mean we'd forgotten how to design a good-looking car. Now, this car is wider at the rear than it is at the front, so it has a fantastic stance and sits so well for a car in this segment, with this beautiful section running down here. Finally, on the exterior, at the rear of the car, you can see we have our classic Volvo vertical lamps. But again, speaking to the idea of this car being a cousin rather than a little brother or sister, the lamp is contained within a single unit, and within that, a very modern graphic and a robotic eye looking out the rear of the car. Now, if we talk just a little bit about the interior, our interior team had the same kind of theme that we did, where they wanted to create a new car, not just a scaled version of our 1960 cars. So yes, we have the SPA screen and SPA play module within this car, but there is a new architecture to the dashboard, made up of 3 distinctive, beautiful islands connected by bridges, very much inspired by the Gothenburg archipelago where this car was designed. Within these bridges, you see the deco pieces are inlaid, and that there's ambient lighting really accentuating the width of this car. This deco piece extends into the door, where we were working again very closely with our colour materials designers. Often, you have felt in the door pocket to stop any rattle. In this instance, we wanted the carpet felt to run all the way from the floor up the inside of the door. So that created a beautiful contrast to the rest of the door design, again speaking this graphical product design approach that we did to the rest of the car. Now, we mentioned earlier on that storage was a very important part of this car. Finding smart storage solutions was built into the interior from the outset. And there are a multitude of very, very excellent smart storage solutions throughout the interior. I'm just going to touch on a few of these. Sticking with the door, we removed the bass speaker from the door and put it into the dashboard. The effect of this is you get a much larger door pocket, large enough for laptops, large iPads, multiple bottles of drink, whatever. Within the center tunnel, starting at the rear, the underarm storage is enormous for a car in this segment, large enough to contain a standard-sized tissue box. In front of that sits a waste bin, a removable waste bins for all that junk that you might accumulate in day-to-day lives. At the front of the tunnel, there is a dedicated storage space for your smartphone, under which there is wireless charging, so you can put your phone there, no cables charging. Now, all of these smart storage solutions, along with the other ones you'll find in the car, speak very much to our Scandinavian design heritage of creating beautiful yet functional objects. Now, it's not just me who's very proud about this car. All of Volvo Cars is very proud about this car. And before I can ask you to come forward, I'd just like to mention there's 3 more cars outside to take a look around in, along with many of my colleagues who'll be very happy to show you around. And finally, I'd just like to invite Håkan back on stage for a brief photo opportunity. Håkan.